Hello everyone, this is Johannes.
And this is Cinema.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And today we are giving you 4 reviews in one video.
Yes, not 4 reviews in 4 videos, which would be like what we normally do.
That's true.
And last time it was 5, so this time it's going a little bit down. Boo! But as we said in the last video we did with 5 videos in 30 minutes, this is probably going to be a bit shorter since it's only 4 videos. No, 4 reviews. Not 4 videos. 4 videos in one review. These are just games that's here. There's no like reason. It's just some reasons there are. But there's not like because the games are bad, the games are super good, the games are this or that. There might be super good games here, there might be super bad games here. You will get a surprise when we do the reviews, because like a couple times we did it, people were like, oh, you probably only do the bad games in this. But it's not that. It's then we will probably do like 5 horrible game reviews in 30 minutes. Today we're doing 4 games, and we can, for example, start with this one right here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Which is Moon. This game we backed on Kickstarter. Just arrived like a week and a half ago. We got to play it a few times at a con. This is a game from the Norwegian designer. It's called Håkon Hol Gårder. And Moon is like the 3rd game in a trilogy, which really doesn't have anything to do with each other.
Yes.
The first one is Villagers, and then you have Streets, and now you have Moon.
Oh, it's not moons?
It's not moons. It's
Single
only
moon.
one moon.
Okay.
We're not going to more moons, only the one moon. In this game, which is a drafting game, you are going to build up a settlement on the moon. You're going to try to be the settlement that gets the most likes or hearts, like likes, happiness points, whatever they call them, from Earth, from people on Earth that really like being on your colony and seeing the settlement grow. You're trying to basically play different cards that can be resource gathering cards. They can be these flags which you need for playing other cards, but you also get a majority for them at the end of each round. There's going to be 3 of those in the game, and you can also place different cards that are going to give you abilities when you flip them, or ongoing abilities. You're going to race for these, what are they called again? Reputation cards, I think
so.
Reputation cards in the middle that will give you a special ability and also some points at the end. Many different ways to score points. All in all, like, it's a pretty standard drafting game, but you have like this special card which changes the hand that goes around with it, and that's basically the game. 3 rounds, up to 5 players. We played it. We went to 5 players. 1 time we played it, and it only took like an hour and 10 minutes with 5, which is a pretty nice time. So what do you feel about Moon? These reviews are going to be shorter reviews, so these are more going to be like longer final thoughts if you haven't seen this kind of collection video before.
Yes, I enjoyed it. I think that this is my favorite of his games, like of the 3. I love the box sizes. They are amazing. They're the same, all 3 of them. 10 out of 10, no.
For a box.
For the box.
The box is great.
I liked that the drafting isn't simultaneous. So even though that you're looking at all of the cards, then the one-on-one player plays the cards, and that makes it easier to follow what all the players are doing.
Yes.
And that is important because there is interaction in the game, because a little bit, because if I, for example, need a flag or some resource that I don't have to play a card, like in, for example, 7 Wonders, then I can borrow it from other players. I can borrow from whoever I want, but I have to park my rovers on the other players. And I really like that, because the rovers are also very important for the tiebreaker for the majority, so you don't want to give away your rovers. Overall, I enjoyed it. It wasn't like amazing, but I had a fun time with it, so I'm going to give it a 6.5.
Okay, Moon. I really enjoyed this. I think this is the best of the 3. We just got rid of Streets. We have Villagers still. I think I like that one quite a bit. With the chaining, all of that, really fun. Moon was like a pleasant drafting game. It's a bit more than many drafting games, but still like not super hard decisions when you get a little bit into it. And also I like that there's not like all the cards aren't different, so it's not like you have to remember and learn 60,000 cards. I enjoyed my time with it. This is one I would like to keep in a collection, even though this isn't Keep or Go. This is one I would like to keep in a collection, and it's a 7 for me.
Cool.
Next up, on your side.
On my side, it's After Us.
After Us. Yeah, should I just do the explanation?
Yeah, let's do it.
You enjoy me doing the explanations?
Yes.
Yes. After Us is a kind of deck building game. It is a deck building game where you are trying to get these apes. You are, or like, I'm going to call them apes. Monkeys, apes, chimpanzees, different kind of these animals. And this is After Us. All the people are gone, and the monkeys have taken over the world. First of all, look at this. Looks amazing.
Vintage trade art.
It has a
Or-
back of the box, which also looks amazing. And all the things in this game, you're going to see some pictures as well. Looks amazing. It's a deck building game. You're going to try to get these, attracting the apes into your tribe, and then you're going to draw 4 of these. You're going to play them in an order, and they
Cards?
have cards. Yes.
Yes.
4 of these things.
Cards.
You can just draw 4 things. Whatever, for keys, for AirPods, whatever you
Doesn't
want.
matter.
Or cards. And you're going to place them in a row, and you can kind of like mix and match the way you place the row. Really like this aspect of the game because you are trying to make these frames with different abilities and resources, and then you start triggering from the up in the left and all the way down to the right, and you only trigger the frames that are completely done. Some of them are like done already from the start, and some you have to like link together, and then there will be other things you cannot link. That is what you're trying to do. It's a race basically. The game ends when one person reaches 80 or more points at the end of the game, or end of a round, and then you're gonna see who has the most points at the end there, and the player with the most points is gonna be the winner of After Us.
Yeah, very simple, fun little game. I really like the puzzle with the frames. That is the main mechanism in this game. I feel like there's a little bit of deck building also. I like that you can thin out your deck if you want to. You use a lot of your resources to get better cards into your deck, so you can get more points or do cooler things. And I like that the matching of the frames with like half on one card and try to match it with a half on the other card. I enjoyed it. I don't know if I need to keep this game, but I would like to play it maybe a few more times before we get rid of it, because it was really cozy. So I'm going to give this a 6.5 as well.
After Us was a fun game. There's one thing that I wondered, and I went to BGG, and people wondered that as well. If there's need to buy any of the level 1 monkeys. Because level 2 monkeys cost like double the resources, but are way better, and they don't clunk up your deck with like worse abilities. I did that the time we played, and I won with quite a few points.
Yes.
Don't know if it was because of that, but that's like a thing I was thinking about. It's a game as well. I would like to play a few more times. I'm gonna give it a 6.5. I enjoyed it, but I didn't fell in love with it. We have the next game here. This is a review copy from Spielworks Yunnan. This is a kind of it's a reprint, a reversion of a game. I think it's 10 years old, 2013 or 2012, called Yunnan. It's the same game, and most of the things are the same. There's a 2-player variant. We only played it with 4 and 5 people, so we didn't get to try the 2-player variant because this is a game for me. I don't see why I would want to play with 2 players, because the game is all interaction. And there's so many great games that are amazing with 2, so I don't see the reason for me. Yunnan is all about being a tea trader, even though the theme is very abstract.
Trader.
A tea trader. What did I say? A tree trader. A tea trader. And you're traveling through these regions, trying to make a network of tea traders so that you will get the most income. And then at the end of each round, basically, what you do in the beginning, you have an auction where you can get better at different aspects of the game. Then you will have a phase where you move around the map and you move around the map and try to position yourself in a good way. Then you're gonna get income, and the income you get, you can either take in coins or in victory points. And this one is also actually kind of a race, because the game ends
80 points.
when somebody has 80 points. This game is all interaction. I'm just gonna like briefly talk about the interaction. Is that okay? This game is all interaction, and it can feel kind of mean. It's way more interactive than most games that we play nowadays. Like most Euro games now, like we love multiplayer solitaire games, but I also like interaction, and this one has it. If you are a person who's thinking like Euro games have way too little interaction nowadays, get this. This is all interaction. Like every time you do something bad is going to happen for somebody else. You move around, as I said. When you move somewhere, there's a way to get influence in the bidding. When you move somewhere, if you have more influence than somebody's there, you can knock them back a space, which is going to be bad for them because you can't move as far as you want in a round. You can only move as many spaces as you have like border passes, which you can get more of by winning an auction. And every time you do that, you will knock people out. But if you are the player with the most influence, and after everybody's moved, then this tea inspector is going to come and it's going to say, why are you here? And it's going to send you all the way back to the start. So you really want to have influence so that you can knock other people out, but you don't want to have the most influence so that you get knocked out. But then people can do things like moving out of a region because the tea inspector is going to come to the place that's is worth the most. So suddenly you get knocked out, and then the whole network you made is then blocked, and you're going to get a lot less money. And there's so much interaction. Everything you do, there's even an action that you can bid on. The only thing it does is blocking somebody's space.
Yeah.
This game is all interaction, but is it fun?
Yeah. I find it surprisingly fun.
Yes.
I sometimes have a little problem with the direction. I think I've gotten better. I'm better at not seeing it as direct conflict.
Yes.
But I love the way that the auctions work because you have two
Did
spaces.
you hear that?
Yes. Oh, I can't believe that I've become this person that likes an auction. But I really enjoy it in this game because you have two cheap spaces. I'm saying cheap, but you have always too little money in this game that you can go on. But if somebody overbids you, you have to go to another space. But the three most expensive spaces, if somebody overbids you, you will still do the action, which I really enjoy. So if there's something that you really need, there's a possibility to get it if not all of the other players wants the same as you.
Yeah, you can try to be sneaky and get something cheap, but sometimes that's going to come back and be like, you have to pay 15 coins now, and you only have 6.
And everything seems very essential in this game because you need to advance on your horse to
Advance your horse.
Advance
not
your
on
horse to actually travel further with your traders. You have to have these passes, as you said, to actually move the traders. You need to get more traders, but because you use them both for bidding.
Oh yeah.
And for selling your actual tea, and you have always too few of those. You also want to have more influence, at least not like the lowest, because everyone will knock you down whether they move their traders. And you also want the special buildings, because those have really nice abilities as well. So you want all of the things, but you can't have it all. And when I thought I was smart by being like, oh, nobody's bidding a lot this round, I can get these super cheap, I'm just like, I can't move anything now. That means that I get no income. I have 0 coins. I have to just spend my whole next round just getting money.
Yeah.
And it's a very interesting game, as you said, because it's a race. Somebody might be like galloping a lot and taking a lot of points suddenly, and then everybody will gang up on that person because to stop that person from getting 80 points. It's super fun game. I liked it surprisingly well, so I'm going to give this a 7.5.
Yeah, Yunnan is very good. And it's so simple. Like, the rules are very straightforward. There's very few things you do, but it's so everything is interaction, as you said. Like, this is a game that feels so different from the games that are coming out now, and it's refreshing. It's refreshing to play a 10-year-old game, which is still very much functional, very much the rules are very nice. And I really liked it. I enjoyed myself so much when I played this. This is an 8 for me. And this is one that's... and we played 5 players in an hour and 15 minutes. I think I already said that. But it's one that I really want to keep in the collection as a very different game than most other games that we have in this genre.
Yeah, I agree.
I really liked it. So there's one more game left.
One more game!
One more game! Or actually...
It's a decent game.
It's an expansion.
It's an expansion, that's true. This is the Descent Legends of the Dark, The Betrayer's War expansion. The Betrayers, yeah, that's
As you can see, this is not the box, because the box is huge.
Yes,
if you saw the Legends of the Dark, it was big. And this is not as big, but it's kind of I think it's kind of this much tall, smaller. So let's say the other one is like this, then the other, it doesn't make sense.
It's not big.
It's very big, but it's not as big as the original game. Betrayer's War is going to be a direct sequel to the first one. We sadly didn't play the whole of the campaign, which happens with very many campaign games.
Yes.
We didn't play the whole thing, but we enjoyed that one quite a bit.
Yes, we did.
So this is a review copy. When we got the chance to get it, it was like, yeah, that would make me happy to play that game again, because I remember liking it quite a bit.
Yes.
This is a game where you build up 3D terrain, moving around using an app. The app is essential to the gameplay. It's not one I know many people feels like it's almost a video game, but it's kind of the same like this and Mansions of Madness, some of these Fantasy Flight ones. I feel like I'm using that as the game master. I'm playing the game on the board with the cards and the drafting, or the cards and the drafting, the dice rolling, and the activations, the tokens, and all of that. This expansion is gonna give you, I don't remember, I think it's like 11 or 14 new, I think it's 11 new scenarios, but there are longer scenarios, they say, than in the original game. I think we played 4 of the scenarios in this one. There's an app. The app crashed in one of the scenarios, which made me have to delete my save and then just rush through the things and pretend we played the other scenarios, which was kind of sad. The thing about it crashing or losing my save was my fault, but it crashed every time we came to a specific place in a scenario, so we could not get further from there. There was a way we could have done it, but I did something wrong and I deleted the save.
Yes, that was entirely your fault, not the
save, but not the crashing of it.
Not the crashing.
And when I went to Fancy Flight and I went like, if there's any problems, send to this email. I sent to that email. It doesn't exist.
Okay.
So they didn't get my email.
I hope they fixed that.
Yeah, that would be good. I hope that didn't happen to other people. It's an expensive expansion.
Yes.
It's, I think, the same price as the main game, which is also an expensive game. So it's obvious. This is going to be like an obvious thing to say. If you buy it and you play the whole thing, it's probably not going to be very expensive per hour. But if you buy it and you're not playing it, it's going to be very expensive.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so we like the set.
Yes, I really was delighted with the changes that they did in the new edition of Descent.
You mean Legend of the Dark? Like,
yes.
Which this is the expansion.
That's true, because I wasn't so happy with the earlier Descent.
Second edition?
Yeah, the second. Yeah. I think they did a lot of cool stuff, and the 3D terrain was like mind-blowing because I haven't...
And now you're here again.
The original is...
The 3D terrain is in Legend of the Dark.
Yes.
Not in the second version.
Yeah, that's true. Yes,
okay.
now I'm here again. And that was mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And it always also obviously is 3D terrain in this expansion.
But it's bigger.
Well. It's bigger, yes. Better, stronger, faster.
Not faster.
Not faster.
Slower,
because there's more to set up. Yes, and sometimes you're using quite a lot of time, just like, oh, we need that, and you to like click the app, and there's a lot more, and you think you're done, and you're not, and you think that you have enough room on your table, you do not, and you have to move around stuff. And we tried sitting on the same the side of the table, and I have to go to the other side and stand there and move pieces around. It's big, and I have a lot of fun with it. Yes. Though. It just like feels like a continuing of the original game.
Because it is.
Because it is. I love that it picked up the like it was a direct line, even though that we didn't.
If there was like a recap, we would do some choices basically to like make up for things you didn't play.
Yes.
If you had a save and that is not completed, you have to like do the whole thing. But if you have a save that is completed, it will take all of that and put into this new campaign.
I love that.
And it will take the choices that you did, and I will change out this campaign. What I really liked is that you feel overpowered basically at the beginning of this because it's a continuation.
Yes.
Most of the times, like, you start with new character on level 1. Here you start with so much stuff, so many weapons. And I was like, wow, I am so cool now. This is really, really fun.
That was super cool. Yeah, I agree.
So that makes it even more fun. I think like all the 3D terrain and stuff, I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
because
me too.
It's different from everything else.
Yes.
There's nothing that is like this. Like you can play in this one. There's even more like levels. So there was one where we had like I think 4 or 5 levels that you moved through and all of that.
Yes.
And that was really, really cool. It takes time and it takes space, and it's basically that's very personal. If you think that's too much, or if you don't think it's too much.
I think it's super fun. I think that the positive outweighs the negative of setting it up. I think it looks so cool on the table, and it gives you like a whole other dimension to your game. What I did enjoy about this expansion, now we haven't played the whole original campaign, but I think the scenarios that we played in this game game were very different from each other. They did stuff
Yes.
that I didn't see in the base game.
I didn't see coming.
Yeah, I didn't see them coming. And sometimes I was just like, oh, we're not fighting now. What were you, are we even doing? And making choices that I feel like, okay, something else could have happened here. I feel like some of the things really matter.
Yeah.
I just have had super fun with this game. I want to play this more, even though I think it's not gonna happen, sadly. But I thought it was great. I'm going to give it an 8. I love that it rhymes, yes.
I really liked it. I will say that at full price, I would probably not buy it.
Yes, I think,
Because
you're right.
it's
very expensive.
Also more expensive than many other campaign games. But again, and that's me, because I know we're probably not going to play the whole thing. But if I knew I were to play the whole thing, then I wouldn't mind the price probably. Like if we buy this and the other one is going to be like $300, and then you have like 100 hours probably of stuff.
Yeah,
that
I
isn't
think that
too
is
bad.
fair.
That's
Yeah.
like $3 an hour, which isn't too bad. If you're like 2-3 people, then you can split it as well. But yeah, that's like I don't think I would have bought it, but that's because of me, and that's like a personal thing as well. But it's an expensive game for sure. But I think like it's so hard to talk about worth. But I think like if you play the whole thing and you enjoy the game, it's going to be worth it for the price that they ask for it. I'm going to give it an 8 as well. Really enjoyed the continuation. Hope as well that we can play it more. We will see what happens. First we have to get through all the S and stuff and all of that, and we will see what happens after that. But yeah, that is the end of the video. If you are still here and you enjoy what we're doing and you haven't done so yet, you can help us out in a big way by giving us a victory point.
Yes, and we get victory points when you click that subscribe button down there. You can also click the bell. Ling, 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 to get notifications every time we post a new video.
And that is the end of this video that you've been watching here on Board Gaming Ramblings. I'm Johannes.
I'm Cinema.
Bye!